Density is a property that describes which part of a fluid system, gases and liquids, will float to the top or sink to the bottom. Density is a unit we don't measure directly. It's derived from or is equivalent to mass divided by volume. We write that as an equation as D equals m over V, where D represents density, mass, m represents mass, V represents volume. Our preferred units for solids and liquids, which are collectively called condensed phases, would be grams per cubic centimeter, grams per milliliter. These are equivalent units since a cubic centimeter is equivalent to a milliliter. It's also equivalent to a kilogram per liter, both 1,000 times larger than gram per milliliter. For gases, we prefer the units of grams per liter. So we have three properties that are related to each other. We need to be able to solve for all three properties. So if we have an object that has a mass of 11.3 grams, a volume of 14.7 milliliters, and we're looking for the density, we know that density is mass over volume. So we divide 11.3 by 14.7 milliliters. This will give a density of 0.769 grams per milliliter. A different object, a piece of metal with a density of 11.4 grams per milliliter, and we have a volume of 5.7. What is the mass of this object? Solve this equation for mass. We get mass is density times volume. That gives us a mass of 65 grams. We check in the units cancel milliliters, divide by milliliters. Two significant digits on the volume gives us two significant digits on the mass. For the final property to solve for, if we have an object that has a mass of 16.8 grams and a density of 0.87 grams per milliliter, what is the volume? Take this equation, we solve for volume, we get volume as mass over density. We can write that as mass times the inverse of density, which is a nice way of writing. So we have mass 16.8 grams divided by density 0.87 grams per milliliter. See that grams cancel. We want to make sure that milliliters is in the numerator. So we can write it as the mass 16.8 grams times in 1 over the density. The density is 0.87 grams per milliliter, which means it's 0.87 grams per 1 milliliter. So we can do the inverse of this and get 1 milliliter over 0.87 grams. This makes it obvious that when we cancel off our grams, we're left with milliliters in the numerator. When we solve this, get the volume is 19 milliliters. We pick two significant digits since we have two significant digits with 0.87.